So we have to start VS Code here. After this, you can find file, open, folder option will be there. See, computer start button, search for VS Code. After installation, search for VS Code, then enter. So by that, you can start VS Code in your system. So here there is an option called the file, open folder. Open folder option will be there. So after this, select your own folder for our application development. I only created one empty folder, 6 AM, April. Here I'll select that folder. So folder will come into the workspace of VS Code. And after this, I created one subfolder under 6 AM under 6 AM folder. I created one subfolder here. By clicking on this, you can find create subfolder. After creating subfolder, if you open it, under this you can create 1.html file. This is our 1.html file. Here open folder, under this I created one 6 AM folder. Under this I created one HTML4 folder. Under this we created our 1.html program. So this way we created our first program. Under this 1.html we will write the standard code. After writing the code, then go to the VS Code. Here extensions. Extensions, under this you can find it here. Under this extensions you can find it here, live server. Live server. Once you click on install button of live server will be installed in our system. Okay, live server will be installed in our system. So once you click on install button, live server will be installed in our system. So once it is installed, here you can go for 1.html program, then right click on it. Here right click on it, you can find open with live server option will be there. Open with live server option will be there. So by that your program will be opened in the live server. So now let me save 6 AM 4th April. Here live server option will be there. So because of that we can execute our program with the live server. See, if you run your program, right click, run it with live server, open with live server. So by this your program will be opened with a live server. Here your program will be opened with a live server. So that address will be like this. If you run your program by live server, so your execution will be like this. Here live server will get executed our program. So this way you can execute it. So here we wrote our doc type HTML head and body. This is the standard code of HTML. See here. Here any HTML page, HTML is a hypertext markup language. It's a hypertext markup language. It mainly here markup. Markup means here tag based programming. Here tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. Instruction to browser. We can give instruction to the browser in the form of tags. These tags are two types. We have one is paired tag, second one unpaired tag. Two types. Paired tag, whenever we write it, tag name start, tag name close. Here like this, if you write it, we call it as paired tag. Here unpaired tag, if you write it, tag name will write it and will close the tag here itself. This is unpaired tag. Okay, we are writing paired tags as well as unpaired tags in HTML. So now that examples for the paired tag. Here examples for the paired tag. Here one is paired tag. Here example for this HTML tag starting ending. Head tag, start tag, end tag. Body tag, start tag, end tag. Here script tag, this is starting, this is ending. Then style tag, here start, end. Like this, we can write it here all our tags. Okay. Here this way only we will write it here all h1 to h6. h1 tag to h6 tags we will write it like this. Here paragraph tag we will write it like this. See, etc. all comes under pair tags. These all comes under pair tags. So list of all pair tags we generally write it like this. So we have that list of pair and unpair tags we have. So those are, once you start the tag, definitely need to close the tag. Then next one here, second one here, unpaired tag. Unpaired tag. This unpaired tags here, example for this here, image SRC is used to display images. Here, image SRC is used to display images. This SRC, you can write it directly name of the image or a URL of that image or a absolute path, other system location of the image. Then BR tag is for break line, HR tag is for horizontal line. Then input type equal to text is used to display text box for our application. Like this, you will find it here, list of unpaired tags. So we are learning here pair tags and unpaired tags. Here pair tag generally will write it here. See, we are writing here pair and unpair. Under this unpaired tag, that list of all tags, we will write it like this. Okay. So this pair and unpaired tag I'll cover you in 1.html program. In this 1.html program, I'm going to show you, see, HTML, head, body, all are paired. If you directly write the content, you can display output. You can also use heading tags here. Here you can also use heading tags here, h1 to h6. Here I'm using here heading 1, heading 2, heading 3 like this. h1 to h6, all heading tags will use it. Here heading 2, all heading tags you can write it. Because of this h1 to h6, h1 to h6, you can find it here all different tags. Here h3, 4, 6. Here h1 to h6 tags we are using here to display our output for our application. Okay. Here similar way we can also use paragraph tag. Here lorem is one keyword, lorem 3. If you write it, 3 words of content you can display. See, if you write it here lorem 10 words of dummy content inside a paragraph. No need to type the dummy content of the paragraph. You can type lorem is one keyword. So with that, if you type it here, lorem 2. See, 2 words of paragraph. Lorem 5 words of content. See, like this, lorem is one keyword. With that number, if you type it, by that you can display that output dummy content for our application. We are writing here heading tags, h1 to h6, all are pair tags. Here, these all pair tags will show you different sizes of headings for our application. Different sizes of headings will display for our application. So now if you run this program, run it with the live server. See here, all different sizes of heading it is showing for us. Okay, all different sizes of headings it is showing for us in our application. Heading tags I'm discussing here, h1 to h6. h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. All heading tags we are writing for our program. See, h1 very bigger size heading, h6 very smaller size heading. If you right click inspect element on this, see, if you right click inspect element on this, you can find it here. h1 will show you, see, 2 em is the font size. h2 if you check it here, 1.17 em is the font size. h4 if you check it here, no font size. h5 if you check it here, 0.83 em is the font size. h6 if you check it here, 0.67 em is the font size. So we are writing here different font sizes for our application. These all different font sizes are used to display different application for our program. We are using here H1 to H6, all different H1 tag to H6 tag we are using here to display our output for our application. H1 bigger size heading. So every H1 to H6 will have that fixed font sizes according to the here that is already designed by browser. If you use H1 tag, that font size will be here. Suppose if you use H1 tag, here it is heading 1. This font size will be here. Here internally it will take that font size by the browser, that is 2EM. H2 tag if you write it here. So this is one more heading. This heading will show you content. Here it will show you that content with a font size of 1.5 EM is the font size. H3 if you check it here, H3 tag, this font size will be here. This is the font size of 1.17 EM is the font size. H4 if you check it here, that font size will be here. Font size of here H4 tag, that font size will be here. No font size for this H4 tag, no font size. H5 if you check it here, H5 if you check it here, that font size of here font size of 0.87 EM is the font size. H6 if you check it here, that font size will be here. H6 if you check it here only you can find it. Here font size of 0.67 is here. This is 83 EM. EM is a measurement. Here 1 EM equal to 16 pixels. 1 EM equal to 16 pixels. This is the internal measurement for every tag. So for every tag it won't fix font sizes, but H1 to H6 that font sizes are already fixed in the HTML coding that is already designed by every browser. Every modern browser will accept these all font sizes. So we are learning here H1 to H6 all different font sizes for our application. So H1 will show you bigger font size, H6 will show you smaller font size. Here under this H1 tag, whenever we write it, not only the font sizes, it always takes here margin. H1 to H6, it always show you margin for our application. Not only heading, it always show you not only font size, it always show you heading with a margin. Margin here we can write it here, margin for our application. This margin will be here. Here margin start, margin end, margin inline start, inline end. Like this we'll write it here, margins. Okay, in our application we can write it here, margin tag like this. Here margin is used to display that gap. Here gap for our application we can use it here, we can display here by margin tag. Here next one we are using here margin tag to margin attribute, it is applying for H1 to H6. H1 will show you bigger size heading, H6 will show you smaller size heading. Here like this we can write it here all headings for our application. Okay, so next one here H1 to H6 will show you bigger to smaller size heading will be like this. Here div tag is one more tag. It is used for division of the web page. It is also comes under pair tag. Div tag is used to display the division of the web page. This is also comes under pair tag. Here div tag I am using here to display division of the web page. Here this division what I am doing here, this division I can display for my application. Here div tag. So now you can find it the div tag will be here. Div tag will come like this. Here div tag is displaying like this. This way of implementation you can find it here in our program. Next one, here list of unpaired tags. Here this is the list of paired tags. Paired tags. Here for paragraph it is not showing any fixed font size, but it is taking here margin. See, if I select the paragraph, you can see that aquatic white color. So above the blue color and bottom the blue color, that selected paragraph, you can check it. That aquatic white color, that selected area, it is showing here margin. Margin for our application, we can display for our program like this. Here we are using here margin. Similar way, we can display here div tag. Div tag is used to display division of the web page. Here, div tag is used to display division of the web page, complete division of the web page. As of now, it is not dividing any part. If you write the CSS for this, then only you can find that a division of the web page. Div tag is used to display division of the web page, that you can find it if you write it here. Div tag like this. Next one here, we are writing here div tag is used to write a division of the web page. H1 to H6, here all heading tags of our application. Paragraph tag is used to display paragraph content for our application. Here paragraph content for our application we can display for our program by this div tag. Div tag is used to display division of the web page. Paragraph content we used to display paragraph. Here paragraph our application we can show to the user by p tag. Here div tag, it is for division, but it won't give you any division until you write CSS. Okay, so up to now we discussed here what all tags we have, and tag related basic information only we discussed up to now. Here paired tags. Next I'm going for unpaired tag. Here unpaired tag. Here margin, here when you select the paragraph, here internally paragraph will show you some margin. See here margin start, margin block start, block end, inline start, inline end. So these all margins here. In this margin you can display here these all. Here we are using here margin. Because of this margin, how it will display that output. If you select that paragraph, then you can find it. See that aquatic white color. So around the blue color of the paragraph, you can see some aquatic white color content. Sorry, a gap. That gap is because of margin. So whenever we write the paragraph, it will give you margin. So top margin, bottom margin, it will display for our application like this. Top margin and bottom margin we can display for our program like this. Here margin for our application generally will display in this way. Here margin for our application generally will display in this way. Here margin start, margin end is used to display margins for our application. Here margin means here that paragraph top and bottom there is a gap. So how many paragraphs you will write? Those many paragraphs will take top and bottom margin. Top margin, bottom margin will be displayed for our application because of this paragraph. Here we are using here paragraph tag. With that you can display here top margin and bottom margin for our application. Here top margin and bottom margin for our application we can display like this. Here next one. Here we are using here top margin, bottom margin and display that paragraph. How to display that paragraph we discussed up to now. Here next one. Here next one we are going for. Here it is paragraph, top and bottom margins for the paragraph we are writing like this. Next one here. Here we are writing here paragraphs for our application like this. Next we will go for unpaired tag. list of unpaired tags are here. Here image src, image here less than img src. src is the attribute of image tag. With that we can display source address of that image. We can display source address of that image by image src. Here we are using here src is used to display images. Here you can find it here. Because of this src you can display source address for that image. If you have image in the same location. Here let me copy. Here saved pictures. Here 1.jpg, Control C copy, documents, C drive, HTML4, paste it. So now you can find it, this 1.jpg, it will display for our program. See here 1.jpg, it will display for our program like this. Here we are displaying 1.jpg like this. So here in this time, we are displaying here 1.jpg as our program. Here, now if you check it here, 1.jpg, here margins we can show you in all different ways. I'll explain this margin in CSS. As of now, it is top and bottom padding margin effect here for the paragraph as well as for the H1 to H6. Image tag, here image tag is used to display images. Okay, next one, here only you can find image src. You can write other location of that image. See, go to the location, pictures, saved pictures. Here you can copy this and you can paste it inside this src. Here only you can find it here, that pictures. Under this you can find 1.jpg or a 2.jpg. See, image is in the another location here. Image is in the another location here like this. Now if you run this program, see here, I'm writing div tag, image tag. Image src is used to display image. But the second image, it is not displaying for our program. See, first image it is displaying, but second image is not displaying. Why? Because the second image, it is in the C drive, Dell users, here C drive users, Dell pictures, your pictures, 2.jpg. It is available in my system, but that is not available in the live server location. It is available in my system, but it is not in the workspace of live server. It is not in the workspace of live server. So that's why it is not displaying. Here, if you can also write that image src. Image src is used to display here URL of that image. Suppose if you write URL, suppose if I find it for images, see here, you can find any image here. You can copy that address of that image. Here, you can copy that image address here. Copy this image address. I can use it in my program. So I am copying image address from other location. See here, now you can find your execution here. First one 1.jpg, second image is not displaying in the live server execution, but third image is very big size, it is displaying like this. See, this image is very big size image. Here it is displaying like this. Suppose if you want to change that size of that image, we can write it here, width and height for this image. We can write width of this image here, 100 pixel. Here, height of that image here, 100 pixel. Okay, here image src, width and height I am writing. See, 100 by 100 image I can display. Suppose if I run my program normally by browser, go to the application, just double click on 1.html. See here, now you can find 3 images. First image, directly name of the image I used. Second one, URL, other location of my system. Third one, URL. But live server is not able to find that second one. Why? Because Live server is executing from HTML4 folder, which is available in the documents 6 AM folder. So in that folder, the second image is not available. So that's why if it is available in the same current location, then it will display. If it is in the other location of your system, it cannot find it by local server, live server. This is the IP address and this is the port number of the live server. Okay, in this port number, we don't have any 2.jpg image. So that's why this 2.jpg image is not able to find it. If it is not found, you can write one attribute here, ALT. Suppose if you write red flower here, ALT. See here it is displaying red flower. If the image not available, in that case it will display ALT. ALT means it is alternative text. Alternative text we can display for our program like this. Here we are displaying 1.jpg and this red flower and this one. So this way you can display your program output. This is possible by our application. Here we are using here attributes of that image tag here. IMG, SRC, we can display directly name of the image and width of this image, here height of this image, and then ALT. ALT means here alternative text. This image SRC, we can also write it any other location of your systems location also you can write it. Here we can also write image SRC. SRC we can also write it here another URL of that image. Here google.com. So under this we can write 2.jpg like this. So this way of implementation we can find it for our program like this. Here this way you can execute our application. Here now we are going to write all image tags. So that we already wrote image tags with all different images with the different SRCs we discussed up to now. So next one here, how to display BR tag, how to use BR tag. BR tag and HR tag I'll show you for today. And tomorrow I'll go with the block elements and inline elements. One more category. Okay. Here, if you are writing any content here, see 20 words of content or 5 words of content I'm writing. This one I can break it by BR tag. Here BR tag is used to break at any point of that image, content. HR tag, if you check it here, HR tag is used to display horizontal line. See BR tag, see it is showing 2 words here, 3 words here. See this is break line. See if you want to break it here itself, starting itself, you can write BR. See here, first line, second line content, 2 lines BR tag. And one horizontal line from left to right, this is one HR tag. This HR you can display here, HR tag, width of this, here any percentage of the width, and then size, thickness of that line, then color, here red color, green color, blue color, you can write like this. See here, for my 100% screen, it is occupying 50% of my screen width, and the thickness here 20 pixels, here length here 1, width here 50%. If you write it here 90%, 90% of horizontal line it is covered for my screen. Thickness here size, color you can write color. See as of now in this 1.html program I explained list of pair tags are h1 to h6, paragraph, div tag, and images, image tag, BR tag, HR tag. So in tomorrow's session, I'll explain to you few more tags under this. Okay, 6:35 sharp, I'll start tomorrow. Okay, 6:35, not 30, 35, I'll start my session. I'll continue up to 7:30 like that. I'll continue my session. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow with one more category of tags. Up to now, any doubts?
So
Yes.
what is the need for this paired and unpaired tag? Like other than this difference, we have close tags and we don't close it for another.
Only close tag difference. That's it. Starting and ending tag will be different.
Okay. Why couldn't we have written it on the like paired or unpaired tag? Any other difference other than this?
No, no difference. Only the tag syntax will be different.
Okay. And could you explain the use of this doc type HTML?
Doc type here it is document type of HTML. Yeah.
Okay. No,
Tag
I was
it is
just
an
writing a page yesterday, so without this also we could have HTML, right?
Yes, no problem. But according to W3 org, we have to write doc type. We have to write according to the standard. We have to write doc type. Otherwise, directly you can write without any doc type also. Okay. Yeah, it is a document type of HTML. Just that instruction we are giving to the browser. Okay, so this way you can execute your program. That's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow for the continuation of class. Thank you.